Hey guys, it's Jessica, the other half of Jessica and Cody, here with something I am very excited for. Now, I have seen these videos all the time on YouTube, and I really loved watching them, and I really wanted to do one for a while, and I just wasn't brave enough to try and do them, and I felt like I didn't have enough books that I read in the month to do a wrap up. But this month was the very first month I have had no school taking up all of my time. So I was able to read a lot of books in August. So I decided, what the heck, and I decided to bite the bullet and make a wrap up video for you guys for the month of August. I hope you guys like it. I am very excited, so let's just jump in. So, in the month of August, I read 8 books, and I am very, very proud of myself because when I was in school, I only read maybe 1 or 2 books a month. So, I'm gonna pat myself on the back because that is such an accomplishment for me. All of these books are either ebooks or audiobooks because I unfortunately was not able to get any of them in a physical copy due to money constraints. I have ordered quite a few of these now from Barnes& Noble. A few of them were on the 50% off book haul sale that they have going on, which is really exciting, but a lot of them weren't, so I've just kind of been cruising around the internet trying to find them on sale, and I have found almost all of them, so that's exciting. Unfortunately, they're not here yet, so I can't show you the physical copy, so I'm just going to be showing you a cover of the book when I mention them. The first book I read in the month of August is Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page. This is the first book in a trilogy about a new, darker Oz. What I love about this book is it kind of takes everything you know and love about Oz and throws it out the window. So, for example, in the original Wizard of Oz, Dorothy is kind and sweet and very, very gentle. And in this, she is very power hungry and magic hungry, and she is a self-proclaimed Princess of Oz. A little different than the Dorothy we know and love. And all of her friends are, they're different. I'm not really gonna say how. I feel like you should read the book and find out how they're different. But I will say that the things that they craved most in The Wizard of Oz kind of corrupts them, and it turns them into horrible shells of who they once were. And it was heartbreaking and creepy, and ooh, I still get chills thinking about some of the stuff they do. But props to Danielle Page because that was fantastic writing. The main character in this is actually Amy Gum. She also comes from Kansas, and she was sent to Oz to help this group called the Revolutionary Order of the Wicked, whose main purpose in life is to try and get Dorothy out of power and out of Oz for good. And the main catchphrase of this book, which I absolutely love, is good is wicked, wicked is good, which pretty much sums up what the book is about. Everything you think is good is actually wicked, and everything you think is wicked is actually good. This book is fantastic. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. I really hope people read it. I know it's been out for a while, but it's so, so good, and I just want more people to read it. So please go check this out if you haven't. It's absolutely amazing, and I love it. The second book I read in the month of August is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. This book is so cute. I don't think you guys understand how much I love it. As most of you may know, Netflix recently dropped To All the Boys I've Loved Before as a movie, and I absolutely love it. I've seen that movie literally at least 10 times. It's so good. It's so cute. To All the Boys I've Loved Before is about Laura Jean Song Covey, who writes love letters to all the boys she has crushes on. She has written 5 in total, and when these letters are sent out to all the boys, she, of course, is a little panicky And when one of the boys tries to talk to her at school, she ends up kissing another letter recipient in order to just kind of get away. And after that kiss happens, this boy, Peter, convinces her to fake date him in order to make his ex jealous. They make up a contract. It's all very teen YA, very, very hilarious, very cute. There's like a lot of baking in this book, which I absolutely love because I love to bake. And I want more people baking in books. It's just such a silly thing to talk about. But yes, I want more baking references in books. Peter and Lara Jane are hilarious and cute, and I think you can already tell where this book is going, but I don't want to spoil it, so if you haven't read it, please go read it. It's very cute, and all I will say is I love Peter and I love Lara Jane, and I want them to be together forever. I haven't read any of the other books, so I don't know what happens, but they're so cute, and I love them. The third book I read in the month of August is House of Night Marked by PC Cast. I feel like this book series doesn't get as much love and recognition as I think it should. I know it is a little bit older, but I still absolutely love it. I try to read it every single year, and I love it every single time I read it. It never bores me, ever, whenever I read it. This book series really reminds me of Vampire Academy. They're both about vampires, and they're both about vampire schools, but other than that, they're completely different in my opinion. House of Night Marked is about Zoe Redbird, who has recently been marked by a vampire tracker. And due to some unforeseen circumstances as she tries to visit her grandmother, she falls, hits her head, and talks to the goddess Nyx, who is the vampire goddess. That's the most basic definition I can really give. The book goes into a whole lot more details, but I don't really want to bore you guys. So she talks to the goddess Nyx, who kisses her forehead, and when she wakes up at the school, her crescent mark is filled in, which only happens when a vampire fledgling has become an adult. So, the vampire fledgling has a crescent moon, and the vampire adults have a crescent moon and beautiful tattoos on their foreheads. So Zoe is already a little bit different. And the book kind of goes from there. She is learning to adjust to this new school. She's making new friends. She makes a couple of enemies, and she has to let go of her old life. She has to learn to accept that she has to live at this school, because if vampire fledglings leave the school or are not near vampire adults, they slowly die a very, very gruesome death. So she kind of is learning how to adapt and become the person she will eventually become. She grows a lot as a character in this book, and it's it's a really good book. It's not as action-packed as some of the later books, which makes sense because it's the first book, but it's absolutely amazing and so cool, and I absolutely love it. If you haven't read this book yet, please, please give it a chance. It's so good, you will not regret it. The fourth book I read in the month of August is Leah on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli. This is a direct sequel to her other book, Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda, which I also love. And while that one focuses on Simon, this one focuses on his best friend, Leah. And she goes through a lot in this book. She deals with a lot of issues, be it family issues, friend issues, going off to college, feeling like an outsider, and her sexuality. Her sexuality plays a really big part in this book, and I kind of don't want to tell you more than that. I feel like if I tell you more than that, the book is going to be spoiled for you. So all I will say is that Leah is a really, really adorable bisexual girl. She's a Slytherin. She's body positive. She loves to draw art. She loves to read fan fiction. She is literally me in book format, which is probably why I love her so much. but it's so cute, and the final chapter made me cry because of how beautiful it was. So yeah, if you haven't read Leah on the Offbeat, please go read it. And if you have read it, comment down below because I need to talk to somebody about the beautiful, beautiful couple that was in this book. And it wasn't Simon and Bram, even though they were in this book. They were not the main couple. I will leave it at that. The fifth book I read in the month of August is Septimus Heap Magic by Angie Sage. This is the first in her book series. I believe there are 7 books. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've read this book series, but I loved it the first time I read it, and this, second go-around does not disappoint me at all. The main plot of this book is about this family called the Heaps, and their youngest daughter, Jenna. It is revealed to them on her 11th birthday, I believe it's her 11th birthday, that she is actually the long-lost princess of the kingdom they live in. And thanks to a spy who was living in their midst, they are forced to split up to try and avoid an assassin who is trying to kill Jenna, so the kingdom no longer has a ruler. Through all of this book, the family's main goal is to protect Jenna, get rid of the assassin, and help Marcia, who is the most extraordinary wizard, get back her title and get rid of an evil wizard who has taken over the kingdom. And at the very end of the book, it is revealed that somebody, I'm not going to say who, is actually the Heap's long-lost son, Septimus Heap. He is the 7th son of the 7th son, which I don't know why, but I always like saying that. And he, along with all of his other family, is magic. One of the things I love about this book series is how they portray people who have magic. Every single person in this book who has magic has bright green eyes. And it is one of the ways that wizards are persecuted for a bit in this book. Very early on, it was talking about how wizards were no longer allowed to perform magic. So their magic books got burned, their schools got shut down, and they had to perform magic in secret in their homes. And the bright green eyes was a tell that they were wizards. So I really like that. It kind of shows how this kingdom is not as ideal and great as you maybe want it to be. I mean, what isn't to like? Magic, lost princesses, ghosts, bright green eyes like Harry Potter. Oh, I absolutely love it. It's so good. If you haven't read it, please give it a chance. It's so good. The 6th book I read in the month of August is The Bells by Danielle Clayton. The main character in this book is Camellia Beauregard. I hope I'm saying that right. She is a belle, and the reason being a belle is so special in this world is everybody is born gray and they are born to be damned. And a belle can give these people beauty, which is why they are such a big commodity. And for Camellia, it is not just enough to be a belle. She wants to be the favorite belle. And the favorite belle gets to live in the palace and work for the royal family and the court and live in lavish apartments and basically live a dream life. And that's what she really wants. But throughout the book, you learn that being the favorite belle isn't all it's cracked up to be. You learn some secrets about the court, and you can see how almost painful it is to turn somebody beautiful in this world. And these people spend all this money to become beautiful, and it's just, I feel like this is really good social commentary on how much people will pay to become beautiful in the real world now. And I've always heard the phrase, beauty is pain. This book almost really literally uses that line, because very early on they mention how if the beautiful thing they are trying to obtain is super extravagant, it could be very physically painful for this person. So that was really interesting, and I really liked that aspect of the book. I'm pretty sure this is the first book in a series, but I haven't read any of the others. I don't know if does this book have sequels yet? I'm not sure. If there is a sequel, let me know down below because I would love to read it. If not, I'll wait. But you know what? I just want the sequel so bad. It's so good. I absolutely love this book, you guys. The 6th book I read in the month of August is the Grey Griffins, The Revenge of the Shadow King by Derek Benz and J.S. Lewis. This is a book that I actually read a very long time ago as a kid, and I never got around to finishing the book series. I don't know why, I just never did. So I decided that this year was the year I was going to finish this book series because I always liked this book, but I never went past it. So I'm starting again because it's been a while since I've read this book, so here we are. This book takes place in this quintessential Minnesota town. Nothing really happens, everybody kind of lives their lives, happy-go-lucky, just really calm and peaceful. And this group of 4 friends, they start playing this card game, and they start to realize that characters from the cards are coming out of the cards and wreaking havoc on their town, and nobody else seems to notice. So they have to band together to stop the creatures. They have fairies, goblins, brownies, unicorns, stuff like that. So they have to band together to stop all of the magical creatures from destroying their town and maybe the world. I absolutely loved this book the very first time I read it a long time ago, and I loved it again now. I actually listened to this on audiobook because I could not find an actual copy of this book anywhere online. I don't know what happened, but I just could not find an actual copy. I really wish I could because the audiobook was fantastic, but there we go. This book is really creepy and really dark. It sort of reminds me of Card Capture Sakura, but a whole lot darker. So much darker. It's so good. If you haven't read it, please do. I absolutely love it. Go read it or listen to it. If you can find a actual copy, please let me know because I want one so bad. The 8th book I read in the month of August is The Gentleman's Guide to Bison Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. I have heard absolutely nothing but praise for this book from booktubers and bookstagrammers, and literally everybody has been raving about this book for months, and I just haven't read it until now, and I'm really glad I did because it's amazing. This book is about these 3 characters, Henry Monty Montague, his best friend and crush, Percy, and his younger sister, Felicity, as they go on a grand tour of Europe before they all kind of have to go their separate ways. Monty has to run the family business, his sister is going off to finish in school, and Percy is going to school to be a lawyer. While they're going on this grand tour of Europe, an incident kinda turns it into a manhunt, and Monty has to question everything he knows, including his relationship with Percy, and it's just really, oh man, it got tense at times. The one thing that really kind of got me through this book was how cute Monty and Percy are. Monty is really suave and hilarious, and Percy is a POC who also has epilepsy. That's super interesting because I personally have never read a book where somebody has epilepsy. I'm sure they're out there, I just haven't read them. But I kind of want to try and find more books like that to read because this is really interesting. I just love that it has an LGBT couple in there, you guys. I believe Felicity has her own book coming out soon. I'm not sure when, but I really want to read it because if it's anything like this, I'm going to love it. That was my August wrap-up. If you made it here, congratulations! Woo! I had so much fun filming this, you guys. I absolutely loved talking about my favorite books that I read this month, showing the cool covers, summarizing them. I hope some of them caught your eye, and if you haven't read them, you'll give them a look. because I really do think these are all books that people should read because they are all fantastic, they are all wonderful, and I love them all, and I can't wait to have physical copies in my hands sometime soon. Really, please hurry up, Barnes & Noble, I don't want to wait forever. If you enjoyed this video, please give this a thumbs up and comment down below. Let me know what other book things I should do. I really want to do more of these. This is really, really fun. And I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, please subscribe. It really helps me out. And I will see you guys here with a new video. Bye.